Hello, welcome back to my channel and happy 2025. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that out loud. It's 2025. That's wild. As you can see, this is not my normal filming location. Usually I film in my living room on my couch. Today I'm filming in my bedroom and I don't know if I like this better or not. We're gonna see. I put a poll out for my patrons on my Patreon and I asked them what my first video of 2025 should be, and they said that they wanted to see everything I crocheted in 2024. Now, before we jump into the video, I did want to tell you guys about my Patreon because I launched it a few months ago. I have a few different tiers. We have a lot of fun over there. I'm just kind of getting started, so there's only a few of us right now, but I'm really excited for it to grow and to gain more members in the community over there, since I am trying to do a lot more bonus content for them and more life updates for them, as well as footage that you've never seen, both short form and long form, depending on the tier that you subscribe to. I'm also getting better at posting things early over there, so this video actually the patrons saw before YouTube did. My patrons are also aware of all of my life updates before I share them publicly on my socials, and they get access to patron only polls where they get to decide what questions I answer, what videos I post next. Also just a really cool group chat where we all get to hang out. I also do weekly live streams over there and a lot more, and soon I will be implementing patron shoutouts into my YouTube videos. So all of that to say that my Patreon is super cool, as are all of my patrons, and it is because of them that I get to continue to do what I love doing, which is making videos for all of you. Also, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that bell that tells you when I post on YouTube so that you're notified when I post every single week. And also make sure to go follow me on all my other platforms because it does look like one of them might be leaving soon. So I am going to try to transition to more consistent long form content because one, it's good for me to get out of my comfort zone and post more on here, and two, you girls gotta make some money somewhere. Now that all of our housekeeping's done, let's get into everything I crocheted in 2024. And stay tuned for the end of the video where I share my crocheted creation that I am most proud of creating last year. 2024 was a really big year for me because I really stepped up my crochet game. I actually learned how to crochet in 2023 right after I graduated college. I taught myself from YouTube videos and books and things like that. But last year, I think I really stepped it up and really perfected my craft, and I actually did some commissions, so I was really excited about that. In looking back at my camera roll, I actually didn't crochet really anything until about March or April of last year, which was really interesting, where the first thing I crocheted was a black crop top. This is the only picture I have of it, and it's kind of horrible, but it'll do, I guess. I, for some reason, cannot find it, so this is what we get today. It was a simple black crop top with kind of a shoestring back on it. This one took me very little time. I think all in all, it took me about 2 or 3 hours to finish completely. It was my very first clothing item that I'd ever made, so it was definitely a learning curve, but I would definitely make another one. Also, all of these crochet patterns that I used, if I did use a crochet pattern for items, they're going to be down in the description below, so if you want to make them, you can. As most of you know, amigurumi is my jam. I love making little stuffed animals, and I usually give them away as gifts. This one is a duck. I believe the pattern is by Atomic Crochet on Instagram. This duck is adorable, but the thing that I love about her is that she's actually a mama duck, and if you turn her upside down, there's actually a little place for an egg to go, and then inside the egg is a little baby duck, and this was so fun to make. It was so cute. I think it was my first time using blanket yarn, and my mom loved it. The next thing I made was also an amigurumi, and it was a cow. This one was for my baby nephew. He's gonna be able to grow up with it, and his mom, my half-sister, really loved it. This one was super cute, and again made out of blanket yarn. The next thing that I made in 2024 was a seagull. This seagull I've actually made before, and it was the first thing I ever crocheted. For some reason I did him wrong, and because it was the first thing I ever crocheted, I'll let it slide. I got the pattern from this book called Zumigurumi. I think I got this book from either Joann's or Michael's, but I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. If so, the link is in the description. I like to call my seagull Scrappy. His name is actually Scraps in the book, but I like Scrappy better, so I call him Scrappy. This was actually a commission that I did, my very first commission ever, that went to my friend Cutie with a Cane on Instagram, and because it was her birthday month when she ordered him, I put a little party hat on him and I sewed it on his head because she wanted me to. The next thing that I made was a green beanie for Kaz's boss, actually. Kaz works at a high school, and so I was at one of their football games one night. This beanie was originally really gonna be for me. And his boss saw it, and I love his boss, and he was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Can I have one? Like, will you make me one? And I was like, you know what? I'll just make you this one because I had limited yarn and I didn't want to go buy more. I don't have a picture of it, but it ended up being super cute. It was just a very basic green beanie because green is one of their school colors. The next thing that I made was a fox. Now this one was my second commission that I did last year, and it was actually based on another pattern that I did for my cousin a few years ago. And this person wanted a pink fox. She wanted a pink fox and she wanted the accents to be purple. So I made her fox pink and white, and then I made her fox's dress white with purple hearts on it because she wanted some hearts on there, and I made her shoes purple and then also the little bow on her ear purple. This one took me a while, but it ended up being super cute, and I'm so happy that she went to a good home. This next one was one that Kaz asked me to make him. He found this pattern on Etsy, and it was one of the most difficult things I've ever done, but I did it. It is a bucket hat that looks like a hamburger, but also has a turtle in it. This one was strange, but it was a lot of fun to make. I learned some new stitches. The first time I tried to make this hat, it ended up being too small, so I just kept it as a hamburger, and I gave it to my baby cousin for Christmas, and she loved it. She got a kick out of it. She's 3, so she thought it was the funniest thing in the entire world that she was wearing a hamburger on her head. Once I realized the hat was too small for Kaz, I remade it, and this one fit perfectly the second time around. He does wear it, unironically. I actually have to tell him not to wear it sometimes. This next one is this little guy. This is actually my pattern. I just kind of guessed. I was going to try to use a written pattern, but I ended up not liking what I made, so I ended up making this guy instead. He's very cute. I gave him to my sister for her birthday. She spent her birthday with us and forgot him here, and I forgot to take him to her when I went home for Christmas. So he's just been living here on my nightstand. I'm so proud of this one because this was one of the first things that I ever did by myself without a pattern. This next one that I made was also for my sister, but this was a Christmas present, and it was Baymax from Big Hero 6. I was also super proud of this one because I didn't have a pattern and just kind of guessed as I went along, and this one only took me about a day to make. Super quick, super easy, and I already had the yarn in my stash, so I didn't even have to buy yarn for it, and I just looked at pictures of Baymax on my phone. This next one is another thing that Kaz wanted me to make, and it is a Christmas pudding hat. I'm gonna have to remake this one for him next year because I only had brown cotton yarn in my stash. I didn't have any brown acrylic yarn, so he doesn't love the feeling of it. He wears it still, but he has asked me to remake it, so I might just donate this one or give it to my cousin next year for Christmas and remake him another one. But this one was, again, pretty easy, pretty quick, and it was fun to make. This next one I'm actually not done with, but I started last year and I'm almost done with it, even though it's the first week of the new year. I made this snowman, and I'm making this for my boyfriend's mom's birthday, which is next week, and I originally was making this for somebody else, but they didn't want it anymore. I had this out when she came over one day a few days ago, and she was like, oh my gosh, when did you make this? I love it. And so I was like, do you want him? And she was like, yes, I want him. So he still needs a hat and he still needs a scarf, but I really love him. He's really cute. He was a little bit hard to make because he stands up by himself. So in here, there's actually cardboard that I had to crochet around, which I've never done before. But after that, it was smooth sailing and I learned how to do a new thing. This next one I made for a Secret Santa gift. There's a group chat that I'm in on Instagram with a bunch of other disabled influencers that live in Southern California, and we decided to do a Secret Santa this year. So for my Secret Santa, she said that she really loved dark academia aesthetics, and so I got her a book that was on her wish list, and then to put the book inside, I made this cute little drawstring bag made out of her favorite colors, just out of acrylic yarn that I had in my stash already. And then she said that she loves cats, so I kind of stalked her Instagram a little bit, realized that she had a black cat, and made her a black cat bookmark and used the purple yarn that I had left over from making the hearts on the drawstring bag and put a little collar and a little bow detail on the cat bookmark. This next one I don't have a picture of, and I'm so upset. This is the closest thing I could find online. I made my baby cousin a bear purse. She's 3 and she really likes putting things in bags and carts and whatever, so I thought that this little crossbody purse would be perfect for her. Originally, the pattern said that it was supposed to be like an over-the-shoulder purse, but I purposely made the strap a little bit longer so that she can wear it crossbody if she wanted to. This one was super easy, again, made out of scrap yarn that I already had, and and needed to get rid of, and it was so cute. Now it's time for my absolute favorite thing that I made all of last year. This is the thing that I'm absolutely the most proud of because I did not have a pattern. It was huge and it was the hardest thing I've ever made in my entire life, but it paid off. I made Kevin, the bird from Up, for my mom for Christmas. I started this in October because I knew it was gonna take me forever. I scoured the web for a pattern of Kevin, but nobody had it. Somebody had a baby Kevin pattern, but that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for a full-size Kevin pattern. Now, she turned out to be a bit bigger than I wanted her to be. She was probably like 1.5 feet tall. She was really tall with her legs and everything and her neck, and she was a beast to try and finish. You have no idea how many times I searched Kevin Up on Google last year. I literally just looked at pictures of her on the internet and did what I thought she looked like, and it turned out amazing. I used techniques that I'd learned in the past, like how to make her legs and stuff. Her neck and her legs and the feathers on her head had wire in them. Don't ask me about these pictures. My sister and my mom took them. I don't know why the feather is in front of her face. It's supposed to be bent back. Anyways, it's a whole thing. That's what you get when you don't take pictures and you have other people take your pictures for you. This one took a long time to make and a lot of trial and error. You have no idea how many legs I made for this that turned out to be wrong somehow, and I kept having to scrap them or tear them out or throw them away to figure out how to do it correctly. I am so incredibly proud of this one. The only downside to making this one is the fact that I was not very smart in the sense that I did not write the pattern down as I was crocheting it. So I have no idea how I did it, nor do I think I could remake it and have it look the exact same. But I definitely learned a lot. I learned how to make her face and her beak. I learned how to make it stick straight out by itself without wire. The eyes and the beak I had separate, and I had to figure out how to fit them together, which was really interesting. This was by far the most difficult thing I've ever crocheted in my life, but it was so worth it. My mom was so surprised. Everyone in our family and our close friends knew about it and was so excited for me to give it to her. I'm also disappointed I did not film her reaction, but that's okay. And that is everything I crocheted in 2024. Before any of you ask, no, I did not finish the temperature blankets that I know you've seen me crocheting in my short form videos, but that is okay. I will finish them this year. I am so happy with everything that I created this year in all forms, content-wise, crochet-wise, embroidery, baking, film, all of the above. I am really looking forward to making things this year as well. I need to finish this guy. He will be finished soon. I am really looking forward to expanding my crochet knowledge, maybe jumping into some knitting, working on my embroidery because that needs some work. And also, if you were following along on my short form content, you know that I'm trying my hand at gardening. So we'll see how that goes too. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think I should crochet this year. Bye!